Hello everybody, Kane here today with another Jurassic World Reborn mod build, and today we are building the Troodon? I think that's what it's called. Yes, it's a Troodon. I don't know why I forgot what the dinosaur is called. But yes, we're building the Troodon exhibit today, and I know I'm going to keep saying this in pretty much every single video, but I think this really is one of my favorites. It was just a lot of fun to build. So we did go with the idea that I brought up, was that in the Suchomimus video? It might have been. Of, what was it? Oh, building a mushroom cave type thing. Building like a full-on cool cave type thing and just making it super cool looking and adding in all this awesome stuff to it. And yeah, that's what we did. And it's, I don't know. My brain's kind of dead. But anyway, yeah, we built up this massive cave with lots of different like height variation levels and stuff and a bunch of pillars and all sorts of mushrooms and all sorts of cool stuff. And I mentioned this in the review of the enclosure when we go in and like look at it in depth, but yeah, it just has such a different feel to it than the rest of the builds we've done so far. Most of them, you know, they feel very Jurassic Park or, you know, something like that. But this one very much has just like a high fantasy kind of feel to it, like a goblin cave, or, you know, if you've played Skyrim, kind of like I think it's Blackreach is what I'm thinking of, which is like a big Dwemer ruin. I didn't do any ruins in here, unfortunately. Didn't really feel like it, and I felt like it would kind of detract away from the rest of the build itself, like, because obviously this isn't an independent build, it's connected to a bunch of others, and, you know, that means you can take some liberties with it and kind of make it its own thing, but you also don't want it to be so just wildly different that it's just completely disjointed from everything else you've built, kind of thing. So I was originally going to do a bunch of piping and maybe some ruins and stuff like that, but decided not to just because, again, would be kind of weird and wasn't going to fit all that well with what we had. But yeah, overall, still a really awesome build. Really happy with how this turned out. Yeah. So I'm going to apologize in advance if the time lapse may not be the greatest in the latter half, and that may just honestly be because, well, it's a cave, and it's kind of hard to do time lapses in caves, just because of how they work. And wow, I missed the action with this. Man, okay, well, this time lapse, not my strong suit. I am still learning replay mod, honestly. But you guys are probably well aware of that, so sorry about that. I'm gonna have to probably spend a week or so just learning how to use this mod better and figuring out how the camera actually paths things. So yeah. Anyway, we do a lot of cool stuff here. I decided to throw in some skylights, which is why we have that, and there's a river we're throwing in through it. Kinda, in all honesty, if you took the roof off this, it's kind of just a really big version of the Tasmanian Devil exhibit we built in Wildlife Park a while ago. So if you've seen that build, you kind of have an idea of what the inside of the exhibit looks like. It's kind of similar, but it's got its own fun differences that I really enjoy. I think, again, really just fun build. We have a fallen log there going across this little pond, lake type thing. We got the waterfall. We got all these different height variations with it. I was gonna throw in a few smaller caves within the cave, kind of thing, kind of like a shelters, but decided not to in the end just because, I don't know, really, I just didn't feel like doing it, I guess. But yeah, we've got like all these big pillars that are gonna come up and like support the ceiling. It just, I don't know, it feels kind of like a dungeon you'd see again in like Skyrim or something in a way, which I was really happy with. We also only have 3 viewing areas in various places to give you different views of the enclosure, which again, super awesome, gives you such a different like look around everywhere, and you get such different views from each one because, well, with how I've built it and with all the height variation, you only get to see certain parts of the exhibit from each one because most of it's blocked off by all these random rock walls I've made. I feel like I'm rambling slightly. I think it's because I haven't recorded a video in like 3 or 4 days at this point, and my brain is kind of like fizzling out a bit. I'm also pretty tired. But yeah. Anyway, Annie Hoozle. Obviously more rock walls. It's a lot of rock walls in this build, if you can't tell, because, well, building a cave, you know, it's kind of a very repetitive thing in all honesty. To be completely honest, part of me wanted to record this as just a like a solo build, not like in the time lapse, just you know, live record it for however long it would take and just do all that. Granted, I'm kind of glad I didn't because this build ended up taking way longer than I thought it was going to take, but that's also because I kind of went over the top with it again. But I think the going over the top with this one really worked and just, I don't know, brought so much more character to it. Yeah, it doesn't look great right now. I will completely admit that. It looks a lot better once we get the plants in and everything, and then when I finish all the lighting stuff off. Speaking of lighting, there isn't really a lot of lighting in the walkways around this or even within the exhibit, so it kind of has this really kind of, I don't know, just dim, kind of gloomy feel to it, which I thought was really good and important for what I was trying to do here, since it is supposed to be a Troodon exhibit, and I wanted to feature the coolest aspect of the Troodons, which was the fact they have giant glowing eyes, which is super cool, and that does get showcased properly in this video, unlike the review I did where setting time to night ended the video, which I still can't believe I actually messed that up, but yeah, that I'll show you guys what it looks like at night as well, and that doesn't end the video this time, so that's good. But yeah, anyway, we're throwing in the roof up here. I don't think you saw the other skylight getting built, but we throw another bigger one up here, which I was kind of hoping would catch moonlight, so you'd have like these big like rays of moonlight shining down into the cave. Unfortunately, it didn't work out that way, which was a bit disappointing, but still looks super duper cool, especially at day, because in the day you have like only these two sections at the very back of the enclosure that are pretty well lit, and then the rest of it's just kind of just very gloomy looking, and you have like a couple of glow shrooms lighting things up and stuff, and I don't know, I just think it looks super awesome. It's, again, one of my favorite builds I think we've done, just because it's so different. It just feels very unique compared to what we usually build. And I definitely want to do more builds like this. I think in just about every kind of series we're going to be doing. I'd love to do something more like this in, what is it called? Dino is probably the next wildlife park. Oh, well, I guess this already is going to have something like this in the next wildlife park series, which, again, will be starting up in, oh my gosh, it's like a week now. Wow, I have to finish planning everything out there. But yeah, so all the other stuff will be returning in about a week, so if you guys are excited for all that, yeah, look forward to it. It should be pretty awesome. I've got some good plans for next year coming up. But yeah. Anyway, throwing in the last little skylight type thing. I call it a skylight. I don't really know what it is. I guess an opening to the top of the cave. But yeah, anyway, we're coming in here now, and you guys get to see a bit of the mushrooms. So, okay, it is about as dark as I was expecting it to be in here. But it's a cave. It adds to the atmosphere. You know, it should be a pretty dark, spooky looking place. And there's all the mushrooms that I started throwing in. This was actually a lot of fun. I don't ever usually do this for exhibits, or at least recently, where we go in and actually place all the plants by hand, but I did it for this one, and it was a lot of fun just trying out all the different mushroom types. Yeah. Anyway, I have nothing else to say, so instead of rambling on, I'm going to stop talking now, and I'll catch back up with you guys at the end of the video. Alright everybody, here we are with the exhibit tour. Now I am starting over here mostly just because, I don't know, I wanted a bit of a lead up to the actual build itself, and the other entrances were technically farther away because this build's quite far off in the area of this swamp thing we've been building. Anyway, this exhibit is really cool. I love it. It was a lot of fun to build, and okay, so I didn't put any lights in here because, I mean, ooh, that is so cool. I love this. I'm not sure how well all of this necessarily came out in the time lapse, but I love the lighting in here. Oh, we got a couple of Troodons down there. But it just, oh, the lighting is amazing. It looks so atmospheric. Like, again, I just absolutely love this. I think this might be my favorite thing we've built here, which just feels so different, and just, the mushroom cave with all of our spooky little Troodons. Pretty awesome. But of course, you know, that's kind of, you know, not the big thing here. If we quickly, and hopefully this doesn't end the video as it did last time, if we go to time set night, and bam. Well, oh, that's so cool. They're glowing eyes. I love that it works with the shaders as well. And oh, this exhibit, I think it just looks so much better. It's probably incredibly dark on camera. Maybe I should throw some lights in. You know what? We'll just get some torches real quick and we can chuck them. I'll replace them later. But just so you guys have a bit more light to see the rest of the stuff with. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I mean, heck, even that doesn't really. Oh, that's so cool. Thank you to everyone in the comments who suggested, when I brought up the giant cave with like tons of mushroom stuff, suggested that I do Troodon. Best suggestion ever. You guys really knocked it out of the park with that one. But wow, that is so cool looking. That is awesome. There aren't any over here, and I couldn't get the moon. I did try to get the. Oh, is there one back there? I don't know if there was. There might have been. That's cool. I did try to get the moon to like have moonlight fall in through some of the areas up there, but I couldn't get that to work, unfortunately. But yeah, let's actually head outside real quick and look at this from the inside of the exhibit. We just gotta get out of the building first. All right, there we go. It still looks kind of meh from up top. And you know what? We're gonna switch it back to daytime, just so it's a bit brighter down here. All right. And yeah, I guess we should hold the torch out. Yeah, we got lots of cool stuff. I love the mushrooms. I think that's probably my favorite part of this. It just, I don't know. I feel like out of everything we've built, this one is just so dramatically different than everything else, which is saying something, because I try to make each of the exhibits a little different, but I don't know, this one, all the others have very much a zoo feel or a Jurassic Park kind of feel or something like that, or a prehistoric feel to them. But this one just has like, I don't know, like a fantasy goblin cave kind of feel to it, which I think is amazing. And I love the fact that their eyes glow. Like, that's just so cool looking. But yeah, I think that's all I've really got to show off for now. So thank you all for watching. I hope you've all enjoyed. And yeah, let me know what you guys think of the build. Let me know what you guys would like to see next. And until next time. See ya.